are. Okay, I can say it. Okay, here we go. Have you ever used your hair to floss your teeth? Like, have you ever put your hair? Can I put my your hair in my mouth? So this is a story from Fox 35. From Fox 35 in Orlando. Detroit priest, host of Exorcist Files, used girl's hair to floss teeth. Please say. I mean, like we've been doing these weird news stories for a while now, and like they don't get saner, do they? These weird news shows that I go hunting for on a Friday lunchtime. Like earlier I saw one about a 27-year-old female teacher who had started fucking a 13-year-old boy. And the way that it was written was just like the worst thing that she had done. She had just broken the trust of the community. I was like, what? She's really broken the trust of this community, this school. She's let the school down. She's let herself down. It's like, you know, it's like a telling off by someone. It's a slap on the wrist. Oh, come on now, sweetheart. Come on. You know better than this. Like, you know you're not supposed to do that. What are you like? Rather than this bitch being a literal fucking she-dophile. That's what she is. She's a she-dophile. But anyway, a Detroit priest, host of Exorcist Files, used girl's hair to floss teeth. Should I read it to you? I'll read it. Here we go. It says, a Detroit priest and self-proclaimed exorcist is facing charges after allegedly attempting to use a 13-year-old girl's hair to floss his teeth with. Right. Righty-ho. It says, Father Carlos Martins, can I say that properly? Father Carlos Martins is from Detroit and is the star of a popular podcast named The Exorcist Files, comparing his life to the movie The Exorcist. He's a member of the Catholic Church. Okay. Of course he is. At least until they give him the cosplay Calvin treatment. I mean, that's we shouldn't rule that out. That's probably coming any day now. Like, if Christianity draws a line at Nazi salutes, I think it would probably rule out abusing children too. But who knows? Who knows? Historically, both of those things are things that they've struggled with. So, you know. Right, so he's a podcast host. He says his life is like The Exorcist, and he works and lives on Detroit's west side at the Companions of Cross Church. I mean, you know, like earlier we were saying, you know, where does Calvin go now? You know? Where do you go when even the church have cancelled you? Right? When there can be no forgiveness? Well, the answer is freelancing. The answer is freelancing. Just get out there, start a podcast, contract yourself out to exorcise those Detroit houses. Like Father Carlos. It continues. It says, in November, Father Carlos was visiting Illinois as a traveling priest, and it is alleged he approached a 13-year-old girl, asked about her hair, and specifically if she ever used it to floss her teeth with. Right. Which is, it's a pretty normal question, right? Yeah, it's a pretty normal opener, you know, for somebody, for a child with whom, you know, you've never conversed ever once before, as a priest, as a Catholic priest. To rock up to a child and suggest flossing your teeth with her hair. Like these sorts of moments, this is when everybody's eyebrows shoot up like RFK Jr. at a fucking Iggy Pop show. Like this is when, it's like when you're a Catholic priest, and you are approaching a child, any child, like immediately your dashboard should be flashing red. Like, why am I doing this? Why? What am I going to say to this child? Has it been proofread? Has the PR consultant in my brain green-lighted it? Are we 100% certain that this is necessary to say and appropriate and won't colour people's already very coloured perspectives of what Catholic priests are like when they're around children. Have I green-lighted this? Have I considered this? Are we good? Are we good, little PR department, in my internal monologue? Oh, we are. We are. Okay, I can say it. Okay, here we go. Have you ever used your hair to floss your teeth? Like, have you ever put your hair? Can I put my your hair in my mouth? What are you fucking doing? Just silence. The cardinals either side of him are just like, oh my God, no, don't stop talking. Self-control, Carlos. We've been through this. It says, it is alleged he approached a 13-year-old girl. He asked about her hair and specifically if she ever used it to floss her teeth with. Then it's alleged that he then picked up her hair, placed it in his own mouth, and made a flossing motion, said Sergeant Dwayne English with the Joliet Police Department. Like, I mean, the thing is with this is the sort of thing that my dad would do. It's like a sort of, it's a stupid, cringy, granddadish joke, isn't it? Like, it could be. It could be a very silly joke. But you can't tell me that this guy isn't aware of the reputation of Catholic priests, right? You can't tell me he's completely ignorant of that and his responsibilities for how he should be acting in the context of Catholic priests around children, for him to be like, oh, you have long hair. You have long hair, and I'm a silly old man, but wouldn't it be funny? Wouldn't it be funny if I put your hair in my mouth? That's not like a generous interpretation. And it is generous. Just bear with me, right? A generous interpretation of this could be that it is just a silly joke. But here is the thing. It's like, this guy, he's got to be aware of the reputation of Catholic priests. He has to be aware of the kind of trouble that he could get in if even if a completely innocent joke were to be misinterpreted. So why take the risk? That's the thing that gets me. Why would you take that risk? Approaching the child, saying something weird against the backdrop of all the horror stories about Catholic priests and kids. Why would you take that risk unless it was like actually because you were trying to get something horrendous out of it? It doesn't make any sense otherwise. Why would it be worth the risk unless it was definitely what we're all worrying that it was, actually? It says, police say minutes later he sat in the pew behind her. I don't know what a pew is. Police say minutes later he sat in the pew behind her and he started growling at her. He sat, I guess it's a row. Is it a row or some sort of like church bench or so? I don't know. He sits in a thing behind her and starts growling. Like, how is this? What? You got nice hair. Do you ever floss with your hair? Can I just put your hair in my mouth for a little? Do you mind? And then sits down. She's like freaked out. He sits down behind her. He's like, like, what? Seriously, just fucking what? Just